Hi, I'm Anna, I'm the creator of Hood, and today I'm answering some questions about the story we have created. I was doing a master's degree in screenwriting, and part of that assignment was to come up with an old story reinvented for modern day times, like the BBC Sherlock show. That is kind of what sparked me to do the Robin Hood story, and the more I went and wrote it, the more people were actually like, oh, this actually does really work in modern day times. We still live in a world in which we got inequality across many different versions. We've got wealth inequality, we've got race inequality, we still got gender inequality. I did play around with that a little bit, like some things are not the same in my world that I created, like there's not much gender inequality anymore. Well, the one thing that is still very, very prominent both in our created world as in our today world is the wealth inequality. That only seems to get worse, and therefore it makes Robin Hood so up to date and so needed to be told again. It originated as a very, very different story than it was today, because the brief that I gave to that producer was about a con man story in which Robin and her merry men were just literally stealing from the rich. Very soon, very quickly, I discovered that writing con man stories is bloody difficult, and if you don't do con men, then Robin Hood becomes hacking very quickly. So I changed the entire setup of the story. The modern world as it exists this day is very difficult to do a real Robin Hood story justice. I figured out I needed to create a different version of our modern world with a bit more of a fascist regime. And so for me, a tool to create that was to add something that we're actually also dealing with in our modern day times, which is climate change. The only thing I did, like I pushed it a bit further, is a bit also of a warning of what our future could be. But by using the climate change, I could delve into the problems that we're having at the moment and the possible consequences that might have, but also in merging it with the old medieval way of living of the original legend. So I had all of those stuff. There's another aspect that I always really like in other stories, is a bit more fantasy, it's a bit more magic. I did not have that in this story, and there was one day I was walking in the park in Hamburg and I was thinking, yes, I should have magic, because that was the last piece of the puzzle for me that created a story that is 100% me, is 100% something that I would watch. And I truly, honestly believe that you should never write something that you think other people would see, but something that you would love to see yourself, because that's where your passion is and that's where you can do the best. So magic got added, and it didn't only get added, it sort of became the core of the story. Like, so much is centered around it, around the Phoenix Stones, about what these people are, about the High Cathai, and funnily enough, in some of the original legends in the balance, there were some hints at magic too, so it's not completely far-fetched for the Robin Hood legend to have some tinge of magic. Especially in the Robin Hood story so far, you always had Robin and the merry men on one side being the goodies, you had Prince John, Sheriff of Nottingham, that were the absolute evil, and there was not like one redeeming quality to them. So how I approached these characters was to make them fully flashed, 3D, rounded characters, and the thing that divides them is not necessarily the fact that one side is evil, the other side is good. They might have more evil tendency, they might have more good tendency, but at the end of the day, it's a matter of perspective. Like, the people on the wrong side do them for good reasons. They believe in a cause that needs certain things that needs to be done that might be perceived by others as evil, but they are working to something that at the end of the day is not even an evil thing. And the same thing with the good guys. They try to do good things, but at the end of the day they might screw up and actually, with good intentions, do really bad things. And the main reason why I want to do that is because that reflects more of real life and real people. For me, one of the main story aspects that does to get me excited that this is a female Robin Hood. I am generally not one for like turning men roles into female roles. The main reason was I like Robin Hood. As many writers do, you kind of tell stories that you kind of want to be in yourself. Well, I'm a woman, so therefore Robin became a woman. I think at the end of the day, it was just ego. I wanted to be in a Robin Hood story, so Robin became a woman. that actually a lot of gender swapping happened, because originally Robin Hood's story is very, very male based. Technically the only woman walking around there is Maid Marian, but I decided that a lot of them actually did turn into female. So the main adversary of Robin, the Sheriff of Nottingham, became a woman, and not just a woman, she became Robin's sister, well, half sister, just to add a little bit of that family conflict as well. And because there's nothing around like siblings, in the way that you love each other, in the way that you can forgive each other, in the way that you can hate each other, and that all at the same time. So I really like that dynamic, and I really wanted to add that here, and it was perfect to do that with the Sheriff. The Prince John remained Prince John. Will Scarlet, for a moment, there has been talks in my head, mainly with myself, of making that a Willow Scarlet or something, but he did also remain a man. Alana Dale became Alana Dale and became one of our Hangathai, so another woman added. One of the main ones that I was like, do I need to now swap Marian around and being a boy, as I was turning a lot of boys into girls? But then I was like, no, I like it. I like that Marian is a girl, and we can. I never really did it to add LGBTQ, because for me it's not about who you love that defines you, but I do like the fact that we've got LGBTQ characters in there, but it's not about who they love, it's about who the characters are, what kind of decisions they make, and that is what drives the story. And the fact that they love somebody from the same sex doesn't play any part in that. It's just part of who they are. It doesn't define them. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button. If you've got any questions, leave us a comment below. And if you'd like to know more about the world of Hood, don't forget to subscribe.